Welcome, bet riders around the world. My name is Gary Solomon, and you're watching the Laid Back Bike Report. All right, so today we have a very special webcast in store for you. It's all about highlights of the Spezi 2025 event that we attended last month. So, of course, Trey and I were there. We did a bunch of interviews that are now appearing as videos on YouTube. We hope you're taking a look at those. But we've assembled a panel today of experts that we had seen there at Spezi, and they're joining us today to give us their impressions of the most interesting things that they saw. So, Larry, bring everybody up here. Let's introduce them. All right. So we have Honza Gala not sitting in a house with a piano behind him. He's actually on the road. So, Honza, thanks for joining us today. We look forward to hearing your opinions.
Hi, glad to be here. Sitting in the car.
Actually. This is AI telling lies already. So this is amazing. All right. And down in Jackson, Mississippi, Raymond, actually, it is Tray Bourgoyne himself. Trey, how you doing, pal?
I'm dandy. Good to see you, everybody.
All right. And why don't you bring Mickey up there, Larry? We don't want to forget him. We also have Laid Back Mickey from the Laid Back Cycles out in California. Mickey was there joining us at Spezi. It was always fun to spend time with him. Mickey, thanks for joining us today on the show.
All right.
Where are you?
I'm in Kauai right now on vacation, taking time to come and hang out with you guys. There we go. Yeah.
Okay.
You see the whole is behind me. Beautiful.
Right. So barring any volcanic eruptions, we hope to have your input on the things that you saw and were impressed by, Mickey. So thank you for joining us as well. All right, guys. So we're going to get on with the show in a minute. If you would like to participate today, we would encourage that. Join our live chat either on Facebook or on YouTube. Just ask your questions about maybe some of the things that you have wondered about Spezi. Make comments or just talk amongst yourselves, and don't forget to let us know where you guys are watching from. Also, we would encourage you to support the Laid Back Bike Report if you can by liking us on Facebook, subscribing to us on YouTube, and click the little white eye up there, and it'll take you to the Laid Back Bike Report website where you can find out lots more, including being a Patreon supporter like these guys right here. So we can we're always happy to have more Patreon supporters. You can do that for as little as $1 a month. So thank you for the Patreon supporters. All right. Also supporting us every month are our wonderful sponsors from the industry. Let me tell you who they are. First of all, there is TerraCycle. Why sit up when you can lay back? TerraCycle engineers the recumbent essentials to take your ride to the next level. Find us at t-cycle.com. And Trailside Trikes, a fine recumbent trike shop on the Withlacoochee Trail in Florida. And TerraTrike Green Speed. Your vision, whatever it is, TerraTrike has a trike to take you there. And Green Speed cutting-edge designs create performance through Aussie ingenuity. And Laid Back Cycles, your go-to store for cat trike, ice, TerraTrike, and now AZUB recumbent trikes. They ship nationwide and offer financing to get you rolling. Plus, check out Laid Back Mickey on YouTube for all the latest tips and reviews on recumbent trikes. And Bicycle Man, where you can find new and used recumbent trikes and bikes. We're located in Alfred Station, New York, and have over 100 beds in stock and ready to try. So why wait? Come, ride, then decide. And AZUB. The team at AZUB is proud to offer the latest 5th generation Bosch Performance CX motor. The CX offers 250 watts of nominal power up to 600 watts of maximum power and 85 Newton meters of torque. The optional dual battery system has an impressive range of up to 200 miles. The system can also link the electronic shifting of the roll-off gearbox, something that no other motor but Bosch allows. To learn more about all this, visit azib.eu and feel free to configure your dream bike. And Connecticut Yankee Peddler. We feature multiple brands of trikes, including electric assist models. Test rides and Southern Iowa hospitality are always available on our mega store in Cheriton. And Stein Trikes, where we have comfort and performance, engineered for adventure and built for the journey. Check out stein-trikes-us.com to learn more. And Honza Bikes. We have recumbents, cargo bikes, hand cycles, and tandems, and trikes for all ages and abilities, including the new Kettwiesel 1. All right, so let's get started then with a little walkthrough of Spezi. As I mentioned earlier, we were there last month, and among our crew was Lisa Bourgoyne, Tray's wife, who ran through the entire venue with a 360 camera. So we're going to show you about a 3-minute sped up version of that. You can see where all the booths are as if you were walking through, and maybe it'll actually prompt some questions of maybe some of the things you quickly see. And then we'll have a nice slideshow with our panel going through each of the appropriate booths and telling you guys about the highlights that we saw. So with that, Larry, yeah, kick that off. Let's see the video. All right, a very compressed look at what we saw there. So let's start out, Larry, if you want to bring the panel up. And I think we have added Peter Stull as well. Peter, hi, Peter.
Hi.
So Peter wasn't there at Spezi, but we're always glad to have him here for his thoughts on what he will see. So good. Let's jump into it. Larry, pop up the slides if you would. I'll go ahead and control them. And we'll start at the beginning with Azub. There we go. Very good. Yeah, we talked to Honza at Azub, and they have a wonderful display there, of course, one of the more extensive and well-designed ones. I'm not going to talk about what I saw there. Maybe Mickey, go ahead and unmute yourself, buddy, so we can hear you as well. What did you see at the Azub booth that interested you as a bike shop owner?
Yeah, no, the cool thing just about the whole show, and including Azub, was how big it was, because you're right there in Europe, and so all the European manufacturers are bringing everything. And so that was the cool thing about Azub, is they brought all their regular, two-wheelers. They brought all their three-wheelers. Yeah, look at the whole set of demo trikes here.
Yeah, this was the point of this shot, and I think this was the most impressive thing. The booth
I don't know.
It was very impressive, but they had
15,
I don't know.
20.
Yeah. How many, Honza? How many trikes were there? How many bikes and trikes?
I think it was 21 in total, but yeah, we better have only 3 on display on the main booth, and the rest is ready for riding, so you can test ride everything. That was the major idea.
Right, and you had a big crew there as well. So, and Honza is on the road. By the way, Honza, you sound fine, so it's perfect right now.
They're still not moving, so.
Oh, all right. So, I'll let you finish up. Anything to add, Honza?
Well, it's more about your comments because
right.
I'm biased. So
fair enough.
I really like our booth. We
had
the new Bosch motor there, which was the most important for us. We presented the Bosch, we presented the Tyfly X and Max 700. They were on display on the main booth, and then rest was for riding, and we tried to have as many options there as possible. But on the other hand, you quite soon realize that majority of the visitors want to just ride and experience Recumbent, and then they are not so much into the final details, whether that kind of gearing or this kind of gearing. It's then usually up to the dealers when they come to the shop and start to decide, really, except for some that are of course coming to really test ride this particular model with this kind of
something specific
gearing or so.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on then. Guys, if you have something, as I'm starting to move on to another slide, just jump in there, raise your hand or shout, and we'll go from there, okay? All right, so the next thing that we saw and interviewed was Spec Bike. And Spec Bike, we talked to Vladimir and Alexander. This is a Latvian manufacturer of trikes. And a couple of interesting things that Tray and I saw there. One was their kids trike. They have a very small one. You could see it there in orange. And it's made for very small people or kids. So they were happy to show us that. And then something interesting they were working on is a wireless braking system. So if you have a chance to watch our Spec Bike video, I think you'll find it kind of fun. They did a quick demo. They didn't actually show us the device itself, but something that's coming out from Spec Bike soon. And I just have to say that Spec Bike was a sponsor for us there at Spezi. So, Tray, you got anything else on Spec Bike there that you saw?
No, I'm just glad to see another kid bike come out, because the sooner they get riding, the more they'll think about them in the future. And the wireless braking was pretty cool. I can see some applications like on that kid bike, like if they get going too fast or something like that, you could have a remote maybe and slow it down or something like that.
Right. All right. Anybody else?
Yeah, maybe I really like the remotely operated brake. That was interesting. There is one solution like this from Norway called Smart Brake, I guess. The major difference between the Norwegian and Latvian version is that the Latvian, the spec bike solution, can modulate the power. You can modulate how much you're braking. So it's not just push the button and go all the way to complete stop, but you can make it like, a little more, little less, how you need it. So there are all different options for, people that can not operate the brake at all, or maybe they cannot operate it in emergency situations and so on. But the Latvian one sounds very promising and should be cheaper than the Norwegian one.
And the Norwegian one was sold by Lancaster Recumbents, right? Is that still the case? I don't know if he's still selling them.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and move along then to the ice booth. So Trey and I talked to Phil and Adrian. They have a couple of new things. So one was a hand trike adapter that they are working on. Still a prototype, but that was interesting. That's in our video. You can watch that out. It's out now. They have 60 new colors that they are happy to talk about. And the Sprint X Tour and the smaller, I guess one of the really interesting things was the smaller Sprint X Tour called the Pixel that they have out. So this is another smaller version. So, and they had the Ria Layer Stam full fat special edition there. You can see it on the right as well. So Trey, go ahead.
Well, the same thing. The hand cycle was really cool. They got some really cool ideas on that. You should watch the video, because they've looked at other offerings in the market and tried to improve upon it. So,
all right.
I remember back when Ian of Greenspeed made his hand cycle with the tadpole style, and so they just took their tadpole and improved on the folding mechanism. I like what they're doing with their 3D printing. So they're actually using some of the new technology in order to make hand cycling for tadpoles pretty cool.
All right. Let's move on here. This is one of 3 or 4 camper trailers that we saw there. We didn't talk to these folks, but it was a beautiful looking little bike trailer that we saw from Alpen Camper. Trey, did you spend a little more time with them? I don't know if you saw them.
Yep, I just looked inside of it. The whole concept is keep it as light as possible, a little bit of insulation, and still be functional on the inside. So, I mean, you can tell by the size of it. It's just meant to sleep in and maybe stop and get out of the rain. And like, it looks like it could, I mean, it's really cool, that much size for that light of weight. So that was impressive.
All right. Anybody else? Let's move along. So this was an interesting booth that we spent some time with. It's Hopper. Hopper is a light electric vehicle. There were quite a few of those. We're going to talk about a few of them here. The Hopper is notable for having rear wheel steering, which we thought was kind of interesting. Wow. And like many of them now, they have the pedal generator chainless pedal system for their e-assist. So we're going to talk more about the pedal generator here as we move along. But we thought that was interesting. And Trey and Lisa actually had a chance to test drive the Hopper. And so Trey, go ahead. Tell us what your impression was.
Oh, it's really cool. I mean, the steering wheel, it's literally like driving a car. It does take a lot to get used to the rear wheel steering. We were taking it easy around the test track because obviously the test track was extremely busy, and it's a foreign concept. It kind of messes with your brain a little bit. So, but I can see where the use in city would be, like tight parking and things like that. You really can just, it'll turn almost 90 degrees and just whip the rear end around into a parking spot or something like that. But
what did I say when I saw you guys pulling around that big curve? Like it looked to me like a little blue Zamboni or something, like on ice. So
yeah,
it was really kind of crazy looking. So,
like
right.
That. But yeah, it was pretty comfortable. My wife sometimes she's claustrophobic, so she didn't have any problems back there. The wide open doors and things like that gets you some circulation.
What did you think of the feel of the pedal generator, the chainless system?
You can't tell that there's no chain. I mean, it's seamless. They've come a long way. We've ridden earlier versions, and it was kind of herky jerky and instant power, no power, instant power, and then modulating that was a bit of a challenge. But they really ironed out the kinks on that. You cannot tell if you pedal easy. I mean, it's just like having a chain.
Okay. Mickey, Honza, you have anything on it?
Yeah, I think for me, the most important is that it really looks cool from outside. It has the car style look, let's say. And I think this is very important if we want to promote that kind of vehicles within masses, So it has a nice, clean look that looks like a car in a way. I think that's important. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It'll be interesting to see how stable the rear wheel steering is at high speeds.
Well, I thought the same thing. I didn't go really fast because, like I said, the test track was really congested. But I can see that being, unless they can, like, I don't know, if they could maybe modulate the steering so the faster you go, the less input. Like if you, does that make sense?
That'd be good.
Yeah, because it does. I mean, it handles really fast. So I can see, whipping around a corner too fast and slinging somebody out the side of the car. But I didn't drive it fast enough to know if they were modulating the steering in relation to the rear wheel, the faster it goes. So,
well,
I didn't allow rear wheel steering.
It is generally designed for 25 kilometers per hour maximum, which is 16 miles.
Yeah, which on a small little vehicle like that, you don't want to go faster than that.
Yeah, no, but I know it's only 25 kilometers, but going 25 kilometers and whipping that wheel around, it wakes you up.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I didn't get to ride. Although I got to ride the chainless systems. But yeah, I wish I would have got a chance to get on that one.
Well, there was always a line there. Their test bikes were out continuously. Matter of fact, we had to wait a while to ride.
Right. Even though Tray and Lisa are quite the celebrities there at Spezi, they still had a waiting line just like everybody else. So that was
there was a sign up
so much interest in electric bikes.
Right. All right, guys, let's get moving along here. So next was Wolf and Wolf. So didn't see really anything new from Wolf and Wolf. They have a solid bicycle that they've been selling for a while. They, of course, are notable for being the people that actually put Spezi on. The Wolf brothers and Franz, great folks. We appreciate it. But that's all I have to say about Wolf and Wolf. Anybody else have anything? All right. Let's jump along then and to Velomobile World. So they had a huge booth, as they've had in the past, and had a couple of really interesting things to talk about. We talked to Jan. The thing they were really emphasizing was this green bulk that you see up in the upper right-hand corner here. They call the Distance. This is the bulk Distance. That's the latest version of the bulk, and now they're actually coming out with some different types. And then they had this is really Jan's personal velomobile that he has taken a bulk and stripped it down basically to be as light as possible and made it fit him perfectly. So he's not intending to really go into great production with this, although he said if someone throws enough money at him, they may make some bespoke versions. But yeah, 21 kilogram, that's pretty amazing for a velomobile. So Trey, go ahead. You have anything?
Yeah, it's not for the average person. It's completely customized. There's
This
no
21, yeah.
The 21, right? The light fast dip. He mentioned, trying a rear section and making it as light as possible, but to get it that light, there's no pedal adjustment. There's no seated. I mean, it's fixed in place for that rider, and that's how he's getting it. That's one of the ways he's shaving some weight off. And then the distance was pretty cool. I like the books because they're wider, and folks with wider shoulders like me, you don't get beat up as bad in these as you do the smaller velomobile.
Okay.
That's
Honza?
not much heavier than the two-wheel Cannondale recumbent that was out a decade or so ago.
Okay.
It's extremely light.
Yeah.
Honza, do you have anything on it?
Oh, not really.
Okay.
No. Just one thing that I am starting to get lost in between all those books. People
Right.
start to have a little bit of an issue to understand which one you can dream about, or which one to choose. Not talking about all the other models they produce and are selling. So
right. This is the same thing they complain about ChatGPT about, like the horrible naming conventions. Nobody knows what model they're using. And apparently bulk may be having the same problem here. So it's true. It's true.
And then the little issue, it's kind of a general one, that Ben Parker stopped working with them. So there is, again, no serious velomobile dealer in the US, which is not nice. Yeah.
This is major. This is actually major news here, Honza. Thank you for bringing that up. And yeah, so Ben Park is moving to the Netherlands actually here shortly. And he initially said he was going to keep up Northland Velo, but now that is not happening apparently. So yes, as Honza says, again, no major dealers here in the U.S. for velomobiles, and that continues to be a problem. I don't know if it will get solved. All right, guys, shall we move along here? Yeah, there's one more shot here of the big booth that they had. All right, well, speaking of news, here's Podbike, which had a big presence there at Spezi. They had brought a number of units for people to test drive. We saw them all over the place. They had a large crew of people there to help the test riders out. It looked very impressive. And I've always liked Podbike. We've interviewed them over the years. This is a very long-standing, very competent project that's been going on for many years. And then 3 weeks or so after Spezi was over, the announcement came that they are entering bankruptcy and there will be no more Podbike. So very disappointing news. And
that's bad.
That is that, as they say. So, guys, go ahead. I'm interested in your comments.
Well, they're to a point now. I mean, literally, if they could solve the cost versus profit, issue, which is the huge thing with most of these type vehicles, and refine the process. I would expect somebody may buy them out of bankruptcy or something like that. I mean, they've essentially got a market ready product. So all of that work is done. So if somebody could come in that's maybe, I don't know, better at making things efficient, I don't know, maybe that's the solution.
Yeah, sometimes there's a lot of money put into development, and so they put all their money there, and by the time they get it ready to go to market, they're out of money. And so maybe somebody can come along and refresh that whole brand. I actually got to ride this one, and I thought it was pretty cool. The only thing is I'm a little claustrophobic, so being inside that pod was kind of like, let me out, because it's you're stuck in there. That was the nice thing about the hopper is the open doors.
Yeah. And there is no option for that here. To get this open, it kind of comes up like a gull wing, you know, up into the back.
All right, Honza, do you have any comments about? I'd be interested in what you have to say about Pod Bike.
Yeah, well, that would be a long comment, I think, but they struggled financially. They had investors, they had backing from Norwegian government, but you know the price was way too low still for such a complicated product. It was still around 11,000 euros without VAT, but you know other velomobiles are about the same price but without the electric and without all those internal other stuff inside. And their plan was to get to those thousands of units produced per year, but they couldn't get there at the very beginning. And although they had 4,000 pre-orders or something like that, they were not able to make it. And of course, and I think also it was kind of over-engineered in
so they really weren't set up for profitability, certainly not at this level. And yeah, I agree that I know that their overall plan was to go into some sort of mass production, but they were a long way from that. And at these numbers, even with the orders that they had, there's no way that they could be profitable. Not even to mention the issues they had during COVID and production supply and all of the other sorts of things they had. So that made it problematic. So it's a sad story.
Yeah, I think they were trying to, to get some new round of investment money to keep going and keep, as it said, like burning the investors' money for quite some time before it gets to sustainable financial situation. But they were not able to do that. So I am a little bit in doubt that somebody would buy them from the bankruptcy.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to happen
they
either.
Would already be able to do so. At least
right.
I think so. Whatever.
All right. Back to the velomobile situation here in the U.S. My buddy Mark Harris, Blomtech is the only velo builder in North America. Well, Mark, actually, that is not the case anymore. Francois is no longer making velomobiles up there, so there is none. So that was the case for a while, but he is no longer. Just to kind of bring you up to date. So, all right, shall we move along then to what is this? Oh, this is Ventissit. And they always make the fine what would you call them, cushion liners for recumbent bikes. I don't know that there's anything new there. We didn't get a chance to chat with them. Anybody have anything on Ventissit?
Yeah, that's I forget what the main guy of Ventissit is, but that's his son's with him. So it's a family. I forget what his first name is. I don't think it's. What's his first name?
Bart.
Oh, Bart. Okay.
Bart, yes, Bart.
Well, we got something. Go ahead.
It's a family business, and we sell a decent amount of Ventissit. Haven't done a reorder in a while, but it's nice to see a family business. I saw a lot of family businesses at Spezi, which is, I love that passion when it actually can go, the next generation. My son works with me, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, I thought that was cool. Bart's a good guy.
All right. Let's move on. And down the line here, Padilio, they make a four-wheeled light electric vehicle. Really didn't have a chance to chat with him. Anybody have anything on Padilio?
Well, Padilio is making small batches. They are able to produce They are delivering. That's it is not so sophisticated, but as the pod bike, but they are really able to produce them, sell them, have some income out of it, and that's the way a little bit how to do it. So start on a simpler version, like in an easy way, not so complicated, and then maybe add some complexity into the project. But Podbike did it the other way, wanted to like push it through, but that didn't work out.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
I
it was a
think
gamble. It was a gamble to do that, and it didn't pay off.
kind of
But
way.
yep,
Uh,
yep,
Yep.
okay. And Lost and Rod, I think they make packs and things. I don't have anything. Anybody have anything on these guys?
No,
Well,
we didn't.
Lastenrad is a German word for cargo bikes. So that was. This is not the name of the company.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. They make. It's written there. Make your bike a cargo bike. So they have a solution how to turn your bike into a cargo bike. Possibly also a recumbent or recumbent trike. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Honza. I didn't have a clue there. So, all right. Speaking of a family operation, I think Radical Design is somewhat of a family operation, husband and wife team. And they had some of the family there helping out as well. So, Radical Design, great company. They sponsored us at Spezi this year. We appreciate that. They talked about their new dog trailer. You can see the dog up top there in the trailer.
Yep.
And they make many of the recumbent seats for many of the trike manufacturers that, they kind of fly under the radar there. And they make some amazing bags that people have been, that are highly regarded in the industry. So, Trey, anything you want to say about that?
Well, their dog trailer is it's a 2-in-1. It's their regular Cyclone trailer, and you've got that zippered enclosure you can add to the top. And I think I had because we have a dog trailer that's big. We have a bigger dog, 70 pounds. And I think they're meant for like maybe 35 or 40-pound dog max. But the cool thing is you buy one trailer and you can have both. You can have the Cyclone cargo trailer and you can have the dog trailer. And it's a zipper attachment. I don't know if you can see that silver line going around the thing, but you'll see that in the video.
Right. And that video is out, by the way.
Yeah.
All right.
And their other bags are awesome. I've got them on my Aero, and I'm thinking I'm about to order some of the new ones for my HP.
Okay, good. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I like you can see on the left bottom corner the yellow bags. So those are the prototypes of the new bags from them for recumbents. The top bag has a quick release kind of attachment that you possibly can use on any other bike carrier or bike rack, even on an upright bike. And then they are quite known for their banana bags, which you can see there, the yellow one under the seat. And they have came with an idea that you can zip them together on the left and right side. You can zip them together and have a backpack then out of it. So they were kind of getting feedback from dealers and enthusiasts, and they may come into production with them. And one last comment is that they are truly family business because even the three kids were really into the development of the products. They were quite often part of the not negotiation but discussing with the manufacturers and dealers and so on and so forth. That was interesting as well.
Mickey, did you have something?
Yeah, no, I just really like the quality of their bags and their brackets that their bags connect with onto different bikes and trikes. So the nice thing about Radical Designs, their stuff lasts a long time, and so it's quality. You can buy some pretty cheap stuff made out there, but Radical, their colors hold up, their design holds up. So yeah, I think they're doing a great job. Great family business too. So I dug them.
All right, Velo Cabrio. I have really nothing. Anybody?
Nope.
And Bush and Mueller were there. The lighting folk. They have all kinds of stuff. We didn't get a chance to talk to them this year. I think they were there with Roloff. But anybody have anything there?
No,
Well,
they make good stuff.
Go ahead, Honza.
Really good stuff.
many companies are celebrating 20 or 25 years this year in the recumbent industry, but look, Bush and Miller is celebrating 100 years, so that's another level there. But an interesting product is the side lights. How you call them? Side lights, blinkers, whatever they have for
Turn signals.
turn signals. Yeah, for trikes, for bikes. The only issue
I saw that
is that they have, from the regulator or controller, every light has a wire. So it's difficult if you want to have an internal wiring. You have to have a lot of space inside the frame through all those holes and so on. So that's kind of difficult. There was also another manufacturer, but not really exhibiting. They have a system where it's way less cables involved, and every light has its own, like a chip, a little one, and that way they can communicate in another way. Yeah.
All right, and then right next door to them, not 100 years, but one of the anniversaries that Honza was talking about was velomobile.nl. We talked to Teo, you see there, and they are celebrating 25 years. They're going to be celebrating with some sort of event this summer, Teo told me, so we were looking forward to that. Now at Spezi, there was the long-awaited Quest 3.0 you see there in light and dark blue in the foreground, and we talked to Teo about that on his interview. They hope to have that out later this year, and hopefully by next year have it on the test track for people to try out. Very interesting velomobile, a number of different innovations, including those wings you see on the rear there, which are kind of unusual. But that is something that people have been waiting for a long time. Trey?
No, that's about it.
Okay.
That's the big changes I saw.
All right. And Honza?
Well, so it should be the Quest, and also Strada 3.0 should be there, like a practical velomobile, still fast enough, but the fastest from them is the Snook, which is in the back. The Snook and Snook L, and Quest should be more of a practical velomobile. They stopped working with Velomobile World from Romania, so the Romanian guys, Jan, is no longer, manufacturing the velomobiles for them, but they have found not a new, it's kind of old new cooperation for them in Slovakia, so they can now take orders again, and the Slovakian guys are already working on the shells for the Quest 3.0, and it's gonna be all okay soon, or it is, I guess.
Yeah, that brings him back in business, which is good to see.
Yes.
All right. Let's move along here. There's our pals at Bambook. We didn't talk to them this year, but a very nice, robust trike tandem. that we saw all over the place there on the test track and such. So,
A lot of rides.
Yep. Anybody got any more on that?
We stopped to try to talk to them, but they were too busy.
They were too busy. They were going well. So,
Yeah,
Gym. I didn't have a chance to do much. Honza, I saw in your Honza's got a very interesting rundown of Spezi, by the way, folks. A couple of things. He's got a nice run through on video, and then on recumbent.news, he also has a highlight article that has some very interesting things in it. One of them I saw was Velo Gym. Did you want to talk a little bit about that, Honza?
Well, it's basically another attempt of a trike or recumbent bike where you can use not only your legs, but you can train also your arms. So it's kind of like full workout, full body workout. There is a body bike which you use your hands or arms in a way as on a hand bike. So you turn them. There was a test years ago from Netherlands that was kind of a rowing bike, and here you have the steering, the handlebars. You use them as a lever, and you pull the handlebars. How you steer and how does it feel to steer it, I don't know. I haven't rode it, so that's a bit of still a secret to me, but all those videos look promising, and it doesn't look it would be an issue in any way. But yeah, interesting. The thing is that very little of such projects can get into production, like a sustainable production, and can sustain more than a couple of years. They were in the, how you call it, the laboratory part, the startup part last year, I guess, and this year they were already among the standard manufacturers, but maybe I'm mistaken here, I'm not sure.
And Steintrike was there in force. Lots of Steintrikes on the test track as well. We've talked with Steintrike many times. We did not get a chance to really stop and talk with Robert this time, but yeah, they were there in force. But I don't think they had too much new. The Rebel, I think, and the Wild One are still what they are pushing. Anything else, guys, that you have on Steintrike?
The modularity.
They're often. Yeah, they're offering a new wheel option too, where you can get like go from a 24-inch wheel option. So that's kind of cool. Robert's always fun to talk to. He's a character. He's
for sure.
He loves what he does, and he loves making trikes. So I thought their display looked pretty good. There's a nice LED display that's not lit up in this picture, but yeah, they were having a great time. Their booth was pretty busy the whole time. Yeah. So I was impressed with that. People love, a lot of movement in their suspension. I think they got 4 inches of travel on some of it. So yeah, they were hopping.
And they've got about 25 years in the bank as well, I believe. So
yeah.
Right. So all right. Anything else?
They also had a hand bike there. You can see it on the left. The very left bike was a hand-powered trike. So, like, quite some manufacturers are trying to step in to this market, say, and we'll see.
There's more. And Biker's Dream, we just went by the booth, chatted with them for a second. Mostly what we saw were these foot pumps that you see on the table here that they were promoting. Anybody else have anything?
They were real
popular.
I know
them. Yeah, I know them from 2001 when we did our first very long tour with my cousin and the guy who did part of the tour with us from Netherlands. He had this Biker's Dream, the pump, and it was really a dream for me to use it because it's easy And yeah, so they are
Yeah,
around for a time already.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Mickey.
one of the new things that I saw at the Sea Otter, which I didn't see a lot here as an accessory, was the electronic pumps. So, which I think is pretty going to be pretty big in the trike industry. A lot of people getting older don't want to do the little hand pump that takes forever. So they just connect it, and these little pumps are actually working pretty well. We actually use a bigger one in the shop, but a little portable one I think is pretty cool. So you don't have to, be there for 5 minutes, pumping it up.
But then maybe we need a version that has no, it's accu inside, but just USB-C that you plug into the main battery of your trike or bike, and you use that.
Right.
Because why to have an additional battery,
and always know that it's pumped up that way. Yeah, and ready to go. Good idea. All right, Zerabike, a tilting trike manufacturer from Italy. We talked to him last year, but didn't talk to him this year. Anybody see anything or different or know anything more about Zerabike? All right, let's move along. And Wheelie. So this was an interesting looking thing, and I think well, you also talked about this, I think, in your Recumbent.news highlight thing. Honza, go ahead if you know something about these guys.
No, I don't think so.
No? Maybe I mistook it for a different one.
Not
Anybody?
Them.
Okay. Well, there they are. Wheelie. And yeah, these guys, I think they do motor modifications or upgrades.
I think they make housing for motors on different manufacturers' booms.
Right. I don't think.
That way you could put like a Bafang on a Bosch boom or Bosch on, I don't know. Yeah, I saw it. It's pretty interesting. These guys are making these attachments to put motors on different bikes, e-bikes and stuff. So if you already have like a Bosch, but you want to switch out for a Bafang, I guess you could do that. But interesting concept.
What was the name of it?
If you go back.
Wait a minute. 30. It's I think it's now e-bike repair and upgrade. I think, was it called e-bike repair?
Yeah, I have the card back at my office.
Yeah, it's called. I had looked them up because I couldn't tell from this picture. I couldn't see their name. I think it's called e-bike repair. I thought it was more of a German kind of local thing, but I could be wrong about that. So
interesting.
Yep. All right. So WWS. From what I understand, these guys do spokes, high quality spokes. Anybody else have anything on these guys? Okay.
Nope.
We have no spokesperson for this company.
Oh, jeez.
Right. Sorry. All right, we'll move on.
You got to have a hook on that argument.
Right. I deserve one. All right, Quad Velo. So this is a big light electric vehicle company that makes beautiful light electric car replacement electric vehicles. We've talked to them a couple of years. We had a chance to talk to Luke, but he really said to us he's got nothing new to talk about. But again, a very quality vehicle. I'm not sure where they are. I think they're somewhat successful. I don't know if they're following Hans's idea about not getting ahead of yourself in production and just sticking with what the market gives you. I get that impression. Anybody else?
Well, there was a large section or a large part of the booth of the hall there that was like basically one booth at the end, and it was several companies together. You have a Katanga, you have Quad Velo, you have that French guy with the elevator, the aluminum.
Yeah, that's David from Passion Velomobile.
Yeah, Passion Velomobile. You have Bonifor, and they are all somehow connected together. So
we did talk to briefly to we talked briefly to Stefan about this. You're exactly right, Hans. And they're collaborating on a number of things, including supplies, I think some marketing and some manufacturers. So I think that these small companies, you know, we talked about this a little bit earlier, how difficult it is to get into the market and be successful. And I think this makes great sense. These guys, I think, I know that Stefan, at least, and I think also Luke are Belgian, so they have some origin story there that connects them as well. They're countrymen to start out with, but I think it's a great idea, and I hope that works for them. You're right about that.
And I saw at like CABDA, the Bicycle Dealers Association, the big show for bicycle dealers. There's a lot of companies collaborating together. So like Intense and Quality, Intense Bike Company with Quality Bicycles, they're collaborating. And I know that there's other manufacturers collaborating together. And so I think that's important in the smaller industries for more companies to work together so that they can be here for another 25 years, make it to the 100-year mark of Bushmüller, you know. And so that's one of the opportunities that I think is huge in our industry.
Very well said.
Work together.
All right, and there is Stefan, and so we had a chance to talk extensively with him and learn more about the Velion, the light electric vehicle you see on the right, the white vehicle there. He also, of course, has been making the Wow Velomobile for a number of years, and you can see that on the right here. And, of course, his cargo platform, Pony 4, which he also has been working on and continues to come up with interesting ideas and developments for that as well. So Katanga seems to be doing pretty well with that. Always interesting talking with him. Guys, what else do you have?
Love the Pony 4s. They're awesome. We've ridden pretty much all of them, including some that were test beds and stuff. And whatever they make is just quality.
And another pedal generator system, by the way, guys.
Right. Yep. And I like, they did a video of his trip on the Pony 4 where they had their big dogs in the back, and he made that bike for the dog, or he fitted that cargo bike quad for the dogs. I thought that was really cool. Matter of fact, I'd like to have one of those one day.
Okay. Anything else, guys? All right, let's move along. And Honza mentioned this. This is Passion Velomobile, David, who happens to be Stefan's son-in-law, by the way. And he has his own retail bike shop in France now. He specializes in manufacturing the elevator, the aluminum velomobile that you see here. And he sells all kinds of other bikes and velomobiles at Passion Velomobile there in France as well. Very interesting young man. And this is a very inexpensive, I think, kit form, something like 1,500 euro or something like this. That is just sturdy, maybe bulletproof. I'm not sure. But lots of things you can do with this. They talked about a new hood that they have for it. So a really nice, inexpensive way to get into velomobiling. Guys, what else you have? Anything?
Yeah, it's, for some reason, I just love this velomobile. And I think I like World War II history, and especially the planes and things like that. And this just has, I can see some P-40, shark mouth on the front of this, and do a motif for a fighter plane on the rest of it. It's cool. And the fact that you can order it and ship it to your house and build it, and you're pretty much just riveting things together and some screws and nuts and bolts, and you've got one. If it wasn't so dang hot here in Mississippi, I'd try to figure out a way to make that work. But I think I'd be like a crock pot if I rode that thing around here.
But needless to say, Trey, you do find the elevator to be riveting. Is that fair to say?
Oh, geez, that's 2 in a row.
Well, okay, we're going to move on then, folks. So to the next booth in line was Tried. We didn't talk to these folks. Interesting looking trike, front wheel drive It's a Delta trike. It's got a belt drive. I noticed that. And you could also make a hand cycle. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Trey?
Well, it's a movable bottom bracket in the front.
Front wheel drive, movable bottom bracket.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did anybody try this out? Mickey, did you try it?
I didn't get a chance to try it out.
All right, Mickey, I'm moving you up in the lineup now. That was a good one. I appreciate that. All right. Very good. Let's I think we've lost Honza on the road here for now. So, okay. So this was an important booth. Oh, there we go. Honza's back. Great to have you back. Honza, we just missed
I want
Tribe.
to comment. I want to comment on the Tribe.
I'm sorry. It's too late. You lost. No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead. The Tribe?
Then you have to read my article.
Yeah. Is it the Tribe? Is that what you want to talk about?
Yes.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead.
It's an interesting project. It's kind of new, I guess. It's central steering, or how they call it. So you basically steer by your legs. It's kind of like a cruise bike, maybe, but much lower. And although pretty simple construction, it looks very nice. So we will see. As again, it is kind of a step outside of the major, mainstream trikes, let's say. So, and the way how they look or how they operate. So it needs a couple of years until we see whether they can sustainably produce them and sell them and be successful. But yeah, fingers crossed for them.
Very interesting. Thanks for adding that. We didn't really have much on them. So good. Now on to Golo and really 6E as well. So this was the highlight of the pedal generating education for Tray and I. I got a chance to test ride this Golo and with the pedal generating system. And as Tray described on the hopper, I could not really tell that it wasn't connected by a chain. And in fact, it was like smoother. It was like it felt connected, but even smoother, I would have to say. So we drove it around the track. We got some video of it. I think that video is coming out next Wednesday. I just finished editing it. So we sat and talked after the test ride with the Golo guys, and they love the 6E system for their cargo trikes and quads. They think it's simple maintenance, simple assembly, and quicker assembly. Not to mention the simplicity of not having a chain. So they're real high on it. And then right there, we also had the 6E guys, the French company that designed and manufactured the pedal generator system. We went over then to their booth and interviewed them a little bit about the history of that company and what their plans are. And they've got big plans for introducing this pedal generator system in all kinds of human-powered mobility devices. So I think you may see a lot more from them. So I guess that's what I have. Go ahead, Tray. What did you want to say?
Oh, we've seen them the last couple of years at Spezi, and they always seem to just refine it a little more and more. I was really impressed the first time I saw it with that modular pod cargo compartment they were loading in the back. The bike would drop down and you roll this pod up in it, go make your deliveries, come back, unload the pod, get another pod. That was just really cool.
Okay. Mickey or Honza?
Yeah, talking more about the 6E, just the system, the chainless system. I think that's going to be an upcoming system in the future, maybe in the trike world, because what's really cool about it is it feels like a chain system as far as you get the resistance, but you also can go reverse, right? You could use regen braking. So there's a lot of cool stuff that goes on with that new system. And I'm curious to see where it comes in the next 5 years or so, and if it breaks its way into the trike industry. So that's probably one of the most impressed things I saw at the show, something new. People always say, what's new? Well, that's new.
This is. And
Yeah.
Honza, I'm interested in your thoughts on the pedal generator.
Well, I have test drove them in Düsseldorf at the show before Spezi a couple of months before, and I was really, how I can explain it in English, like hooked, crazy about it. It's just great. I mean, it's so smooth. It's really feels like you on a normal bike, but when you start to backpedal a little, it starts braking, and then when you come to a complete stop and you continue backpedaling, it starts reversing. So something what so many people are have been asking on trikes, like how do you reverse, and you always have to say like use your heels, or use the wheels, turn them back or something like that. Here you just, and it's so, you come to a complete stop and you start backpedaling, it starts reversing, and it's so natural. It's like so natural. The only funny thing was that when I tried it in Düsseldorf, I tried it first on the Golo, and it's on 4 wheels. So you come with the backpedaling, you come to a complete stop. But on a single wheel bike, like a standard upright cargo bike, they, for some reason, they explain it, they kind of stop the function of backpedaling when you are slower than 5 kilometers per hour, because you could accidentally hit the pedal while standing still. You could hit the pedal a little bit and the trike or the bike would start reversing.
Honza, could you be a little more? So I'm not sure. You said single wheel bike. Did you mean a trike?
Single.
What?
How you call it? Like a 2-wheeled bike. Yeah, 2-wheel,
Okay.
single lane, single track.
Single track. So a 2-wheeler. Okay.
2-wheeler. Yeah.
All right.
Cargo bike, and then you don't have the reverse, whatever,
Right.
5 kilometers per hour. And I was coming back to the booth with that system, so naturally get used to backpedal, braking, and then suddenly you are coming very slow, and you try to stop like backpedaling, and it doesn't slow you down anymore, below 5 kilometers per hour. And it was so natural that I completely forgot that there are standard brakes. So I almost killed them in the booth. They had to stop me, and then they were like, "Oh, sorry, we didn't tell you."
Forgot to tell you. You do sometimes have to use the brakes when you're on a two-wheeler there. That's interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So the consensus is here. This is a very promising and exciting new technology, and I think we're all going to be looking for it.
If I'm asking myself what's the next big thing in trikes and recumbents, that's possibly it in a way. They also say that their efficiency is very close or even better than the chain system, which we are kind of in depth with in ASAP, but whatever. It's probably quite efficient already and very nice.
Right. So just to summarize, we're talking about a system that you pedal that has no chain, just a wire that goes to a rear hub. It's self-shifting. You don't have to shift. There's no chain. It regenerates, and you can go backwards if you pedal backwards in most systems. So this is quite a new technology that I think, as Honza said, is going to be something to be looking for. So, all right, let's move along here. And I don't know that there were too many innovations here at the Tromvello booth, but Andreas has lots of cool flags and lighting systems and stuff there. So always good to see him. Did you have anything, Mickey, on that?
No, I got to talk to the guy. Guy was pretty cool. His flags are similar to the Purple Sky flags. Had a little light attachment that he put on one of them, which was pretty cool. But yeah, the guy makes good quality flags. I don't know if they're in the U.S. If you can get them in the U.S. I haven't seen anybody carry them. The closest would be
I have seen a
TerraCycle.
few of his products here, but I think they're all special ordered. I don't think
Yeah.
he really pushes U.S. sales. So.
But yeah, good quality.
Yep. All right. So, Alik, this is a Dutch company that is run by Leo, who is just an amazing innovator in recumbent products. He just works on all kinds of different things. Always a pleasure and interesting to interview him. We did him again this year, and Leo actually also sponsored us there at Spezi, so we appreciate that, Leo. So Leo has these wheels, these robust wheels that he mostly puts on cargo bikes that he's always developing. He has a system of idlers, fenders, and a hood for, as you can see in the background here on that elevator, he's got a hood for the elevator Velomobile. And the latest thing that Leo is working on is a roto-molded Velomobile. So the Roto-Velo that many of you may be familiar with down in Australia, made there by Tri-Sled. That's the only one that we knew of up until now, but Leo is working on a new version of a roto-molded Velomobile that will be typically indestructible and low cost. So he has got a number of things in the fire there working on that, but he showed us that in the interview that we shot, so you might want to take a look at that. But very interesting guy from Alik. So yeah, Trey, go ahead.
Great wheels. You see them everywhere on the heavier bikes and stuff. They're cargo bikes and cargo quads and all that good stuff. So he's really cool. The way the stuff he's making is very nice, very precise. And it's going to be interesting to see what the Velomobile will look like. So.
Okay. And Mickey, did you talk to Leo at all or see any of that stuff? Okay. Honza?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's move along then to our buddies at HP Velotechnic. So we had a chance to spend a little time with Heiko, who gave us a very extensive rundown of all of the bikes and trikes that HP Velotechnic brought in their very expansive and super designed booth. Yeah, Heiko they also had a ton. I think I've got a shot here. Well, maybe not. They also had a ton of test bikes. There we go. That people could ride. We saw them all over the place there. But yeah, always the best at wide variety of bikes and trikes that they show there, including their new Delta that we've talked about, all the way back to their two-wheelers, which they've had for many years. So lots of stuff at HP Velotechnic, and they sponsored us at Spezi too. So thanks to HP for that. So Trey, go ahead.
Just impressive booth, impressive. They had a lot of bikes there, like lots of demo rides going on. Nothing real new. The Delta TX that we've already covered, and then the Gecko that they're keeping locally in the States, so you could order and get it quicker. Speed Machine, the two-wheel bike. That's about it. They were always very busy, well attended.
Yeah. Mickey, I know you spent some time there. You kept getting into our shots while we were doing our interviews. I couldn't get you out of the way. What did you find there of interest?
Yeah, I always like that they're well-designed trikes, and talking to Daniel and Heiko, and their passion for it. I love what I really liked was the size of the booths at the European show. So because everybody's so close, they're bringing all their product there, and you get to see it all, get to touch it all. And I think they also had a new little light system, kind of like that Bushmüller, the little turn signal lights and with the little flexible little side lights. I don't know if it was Bruce Mueller. I think they made their own. Anybody see that lighting on the back of one of their trikes?
They make their own.
That's part of their that's part of their pedelec system. I think that they have to have.
It's an option if when you order their pedelec system, it's an option to get turn signal indicators and brake lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their lock, they have to have their lock cool. And all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but super nice guys. Passionate, and really loved the that everybody brought everything out. Everything, like they brought the kitchen sink too.
Yep. All right, Honza, did you see the kitchen sink, and did you run any water in it?
No.
Okay. Nothing to say then. Okay.
Well, the biggest booth at the Spezi for sure.
Yep.
And they do about 15 shows a year all around Germany and nearby countries. So they know how to build it fast and efficient, and they are get used to exhibit. So you can tell seeing it.
Yep. All right. One of the other interesting things at Spezi we look forward to seeing every year is the Inventors Lab, where they allow folks that have been working on various sorts of recumbent projects to display what they have, and they actually have a contest at the end, and the public can vote on what their most interesting Inventors Lab display was or product was, and they did that again this year. So we saw a solar tilting trike. I got another shot of it here. Yeah, that was kind of cool. And there's one more explanatory shot of that. And also one of the other interesting things was from David Wheelmaker, who you see off to the right with a big smile on his face. And David has been around the recumbent world for quite some time. He was involved with developing the original Velotilt Velomobile. And this year he brought this tandem, this hybrid recumbent tandem, and whose frame is partially made out of wood. And again, very interesting design. The steering mechanism is interesting. So we thought that was kind of cool as well. So Trey, go ahead. What did you see there that you liked?
The same thing. Well, the first that tilting right. Impressed. The guy built everything by hand. He cut it, he welded it, he did everything, and the welds were really nice. So the guy knows what he's doing. It's a really cool concept.
Okay, Mickey, anything you saw there of interest?
Not that particularly. I saw the little push pedal thing. I don't know if that was over by this area there, but where they're pushing the pedals.
No, they were not exhibiting, I guess. Or were they?
They weren't. I thought they just brought it inside the show, but that was interesting. I don't know if that was, and they had a wooden trike or something over there. The neat thing about Spezi was it's kind of like it wasn't all just like these larger manufacturers. It was more like a bring your creative ideas, whether they're going to fly or not, we don't know, but show people that what you're passionate about, what your creativity. Any new ideas that you had. So it was like a small one-person guy, or is like a larger, a Zoob or HB or ICE or something like that. So yeah, I love the diversity. I even love the diversity of ages. You saw kids there, like RCC. You don't see as many, young kids and stuff like that. But here, you saw a wide range of people that were all interested in whether it's bikes or trikes or velomobiles. And I thought that was super cool. And I'm excited for RCC coming back on a side note in 26.
Yep. And also, Mickey, to your point, lots of people bring their interesting modifications and leave them outside for people to see. They'll ride their bikes or trikes or whatever they've brought, and they're interested in letting other people see. And a lot of people actually bring stuff to sell that they have. They know there's going to be a large number of people that will be interested. So outside or in that little cubby on the way outside, there was a number of bikes and trikes for sale as well. So Honza, anything you saw at the? Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Mickey. Did you want?
Oh, I was gonna say I couldn't fit anything in my luggage bag.
So no, your luggage bag had more stuff in it than I thought you could have brought in the first place. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised that made the weight limit. So Honza, go ahead. Did you see anything there at the Inventors Lab that interested you?
Well, just a short comment. This tilting trike is from Hungary, which is well, except for the quad velo, is not real, which is kind of Hungarian. You don't have so many exhibitors from Hungary or those countries there, like Czech Republic or Serbia or so. Most of them are, of course, from Germany and Netherlands and so on. So that's one thing. The other was the tandem, partly from wood. It was not only partly from wood, but that was a scrap wood, how you call it? Like
scrap wood. It was all about recycling for David. That's
basically. Right. And then the surprising thing is that the stoker, the rider in the back, is a girlfriend of the inventor.
Yes.
And she doesn't like to ride on in a recumbent position, surprisingly. So he had to develop a kind of semi-recumbent or almost an upright riding position for her in the back with the large seat. But he also, was it him? No, that was the guy on the a little bit more to the left with the blue bike there.
Yeah.
He had a solution for hydraulic operated drum brakes that seems to be like then having almost the same efficiency as same power as the disc brakes.
We talked to him.
Yeah, so he was not really manufacturing them. He was kind of getting feedback and so on. But I found that really interesting.
Yeah, I gave him my contact info. He said he's working. He was judging interest to see, but it's a very. I mean, I don't know why somebody didn't think of this before. I mean, it's a very simple design, but it gives you that massive stopping power of a hydraulic assist. I mean, it's that's the big gripe. I love the those type of brakes, but they just, like especially in the panic stop, they just don't grab as hard.
Yep. And then then there were those yellow trikes, but I will probably write about them sooner or later. It's more or less you have to see them to be able to understand.
Right. There was the French guy.
Yes. The French guy.
We talked to him too. Yeah. Interesting stuff. Okay. All right. So now back to more light electric vehicles with pedal generators. We talked here to Gail from Carbike, and she told us all about the light electric vehicle that you see in the back, which a lot of people were. I think they only had one, but we saw this out on the track a lot. Anybody check out the Carbike? Anybody have anything else to say?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have test rode it. It rides nice, and it's exactly. I think they started the way they should start. So they started with very simple prototype, and they went through maybe 3 or 4 of them, and every time the shape gets better. The function gets better, and now they came with a very simple but very nice design, which is not really complicated, easy to manufacture, quite cheap, I would say. It works, and they are starting to produce, or they produced first 10 units, and they are getting orders for another batches, and I'm pretty sure they will be able to continue like producing them, selling them, improve them. I mean, they have a high chance to do so. It's properly priced as well, and so on and so forth. So
yeah, let's hope good
really
things. Let me just quickly interrupt you, Honza, because I think Mickey is on his way out. Mickey, you got to go catch a plane.
Yeah, I got to get back to California. They're calling me home, and
All right, dude. I want to thank
so-
you for hopping on and yeah, contributing so much today. We really appreciate it, Mickey. We'll see you soon. Safe travels.
awesome. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
I will catch you on the rebound. Cheers.
All right, there goes laid back Mickey. He's going to be laying back on a long flight. So, all right, Honza, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go back to the car bike. Did you have a few more things?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, I like that. I like the shape. I like the project. I like how it rides. So fingers crossed they can, survive the first phase, getting into serial serial production, and
Always the hardest part for sure.
Go ahead. It's narrower than a cargo bike. It's 31.5 inches. So it's already narrow, and there's no derailleur. It's an auto shift, and it has reverse.
Yep.
And so that's pretty cool.
Yep. All right, and we're going to stick to the category, although this is quite a bit different. This is more of a cargo and what a tandem, I guess, also quad. So this is the Prax cargo bike. We spoke to Jean-Baptiste here. It's a French project, and they had an interesting drive system on the other side of the vehicle there. We had a nice interview with them talking about this. Trey, I know you really kind of like this project. What did you see?
It was just it's well built. You don't have to worry about tearing it up. Excellent suspension. It is pretty heavy though, but it seems like it'll last a long time.
Okay, Honza?
Just that this is another French project. France has kind of there is an association with some government funding, so they have quite some money available now for starting and trying and pushing and those kind of, they call it intermediate vehicles. So something in between bikes and cars, and there are several projects like this, quite some in France at the moment, trying to get it into production. Okay. Very promising.
Yep. All right, and just briefly here, this is the German HPV Club, and when their president came over while I was doing an interview and said, "Why don't you come over and have a coffee? I want to talk with you." So I did, sat down at one of these nice little tables, had a nice coffee. They explained how they had a nice and extensive history in HPV racing in the past, and they are big into promoting recumbent biking as well. So really a nice club for racing and advocacy, the German HPV Club. So I don't know if we need to take any more time with that. Anybody have anything? Let's go ahead.
Nope.
All right. So this is Weber. They had a number of trailers as well. We did not have a chance to talk with them. Honza, Trey, anybody? Nope.
Right. Nothing to add.
All right. And then we headed outside, and this is E-Tri Bike. And they have, and we didn't talk with them, but they did have a couple of interesting product. They, as you could see on the left there, had a trike that you could put a wheelchair on, and so take that passenger along that was in the wheelchair, and then kind of a rickshaw type of a setup that they had, which is kind of interesting as well. So that's all I really have. Trey or Honza?
It's pretty cool design. It's something like I was thinking of doing with the Pony 4, making it some way that we could take seniors for a ride. My in-laws are living in a senior living facility, and sometimes people go and take them for a ride in a car or take them for a ride like in a motorcycle with a sidecar, and they have a good time. So I just thought it'd be really cool. They've got trails around there to have something like this to take somebody.
Okay. And this is the last of the light electric vehicles that we saw there. This was really amazing. So this is when we talk about them being like car replacements. This was called C-Bike or cabin bike, and they actually have like steering wheels. They have a fully electric vehicle there that is a car replacement, and then they also have a set that is equipped with pedals and e-assist, as you see here. And so a full cabin, you're enclosed. It's beautifully designed. We talked with Olaf there, and he really gave us a nice tour. So that video will be coming up here in the next few weeks. You'll see it on C-Bike. So I was very impressed. Trey?
I was as well. It is like a little car. I mean, everything about it is to mimic a car. The seat's adjustable up and down. You've got the little parking brake on the side, and it's really cool. And they've got several models. I looked on their brochure. They've got like a family 4. I think you can carry more people in the back on that one. I'm not certain. I'd have to look it up, but they do have several models.
All right. Honza, did you see these guys?
Yeah, I did. I look at them also in Düsseldorf at that Cycling World show a couple of months ago. I think it kind of describes the shift which we see at the Spezi show in the recent years, that it's, not less and less of the recumbent bikes and trikes, but it's definitely more of those new category of vehicles, which we can call whatever, electric velomobiles or light electric vehicles, or however everybody wants to call them. But this is really, you can also see the shift on the test track. So when you have quite some of those hoppers and quad velos and car bikes and other quite big vehicles, going around sometimes quite in a fast speed. They are notable. Sometimes you feel even a little bit scared, maybe in some situations. And I have been in several discussions with many people, with Doug Davies also a couple of years ago. But I really have to say that I don't want to see this one vehicle on a regular cycling trail where I ride with my 4-year-old kids a couple of years ago or so, when they are going so fast and are so bulky. So that is something what will need to be addressed. I am still very big fan, and I really truly believe in the future of all different vehicles in the category between a common bicycle and a car. But especially this C-Bike, it's, I think, really on the edge of what I can accept in this category. It has really you see the aluminum wheels from cars already almost, and things like that. So this is something which will need to be addressed sooner or later, and some rules and laws will need to be placed there, I think, so we know what we can meet and ride on the cycling trails, at least here in Europe.
Very well put. All right. Very good. So the last booth that Trey and I got to was the Haas booth, and we talked to Thomas, you see there, and he showed us their latest Kettwiesel 1, I think is what it was, right there in front, and got to see the telescoping boom and how that just kind of shimmies down to a very small size and has all the benefits of a full Kettwiesel. So, Trey, I know you're a Kettwiesel aficionado. What did you think?
Oh, this is a very nice upgrade. It's I don't want to say it's the only one, but it's one of the few I think that can handle such a wide range. I think it's from 4'6" to right. It's like 6'9" or something like that. That one trike will handle that entire X-seam range. The all the adjustments you make with one wrench now instead of multiple different sizes. Everything is hand adjustable. The suspension is upgraded. They've really done a great job. My wife has one. It's one of the older ones, but we're seriously considering a new one. And you can reduce the size easily to transport. I think it goes down to 53 inches, which is nothing, and with one wrench, it's got adjustments. You just loosen it and it's good to go. I'm very impressed. They did a good job.
All right. And Honza?
Yeah, well, Haza had they moved the main booth from the hall inside to outside to have better access to the test track, I guess, and to have it like more open space and in the nature, whatever stuff. Again, it was more of a boutique style booth, at least on this side. So the seating area and some things like that. Yeah, and the new Catweasel 1 is definitely one of the major developments in the recumbent industry in the recent years.
Without question. All right, so that was the last booth that we had. Just to finish up here, there's the press room and my amazing crew. You see Trey and me there, and then see Mickey in the background helped us out. There's Lisa, who did the 360 walk around, and Jim Pratt, who I think's on the live chat. Jim, thank you so much for helping out on the drones and everything else that you do for the Laid Back Bike Report on these Spezi events. So thank you so much to my crew, and then always a pleasure. Final dinner that the big smiling Yasha Butler you see there in the blue shirt. Yasha always puts together a nice dinner at a restaurant there in Lochringen. And you can see Honza and our pal Matt, who we were hoping could join us today, but he's on a ride. So, yeah, and Trey and Mickey B and Lisa. So, gosh, we just love Spezi. It's always a fun time. We bring back so much video to share with our viewers, and we learn a lot. We hope you guys learn a lot too. So, yeah, thanks, Trey and Honza, Mickey. Sorry you had to leave early. This was, I think, a great rundown of all that we saw there. We just touched the surface. So, guys, if you want to learn more, follow recumbent.news. Like I said, Honza did a great highlights article himself and has a video there that's beautiful. And yeah, and of course we have our videos. We've got 5 or 6 now that I've edited and put out. Lots more coming, trying to do one a day or so here. So keep your eyes on the Laid Back Bike Report YouTube channel, and we'll have more for you there as well. And yeah, and Peter, I'm glad you joined us. I know you weren't there with us, but I hope you got something out of it too.
Yeah, it was a good show. Very good show.
Thank you. We're glad to have you with us. So, all right, guys, with that, I think we're going to jump to our sponsors and finish it up here. So, of course, these webcasts would not be possible without our amazing sponsors. Let me tell you about them. First of all, we have TerraCycle. Riding comfort, style, and laid-back bliss. At TerraCycle, we've been laid back since 1996. See more at t-cycle.com. And Trailside Trikes. If you find yourself in Florida near the Withlacoochee Trail, check out Andrew's shop and amazing crew. And TerraTrike Green Speed, the best in leisure, performance, adventure, touring, electric, and portability. Wherever your adventure leads, TerraTrike will take you there. And Green Speed, where Ian Sims Designs bring performance through science and engineering, and Laid Back Cycles, your go-to store for cat trike, ice, terra trike, and now AZUB recumbent trikes. They ship nationwide and offer financing to get you rolling. Plus, check out Laid Back Mickey on YouTube for all the latest tips and reviews on recumbent trikes. And Bicycle Man, where you can find new and used recumbent trikes and bikes. We're located in Alfred Station, New York, and have over 100 bents in stock and ready to try. So why wait? Come ride, then decide. And AZUB will be exhibiting a wide range of two-wheeler trikes all over the place at Spezi. They already did that, so we're going to update that. But if you have the opportunity to test ride the new Bosch Performance CX motor system, AZUB is the only mainstream recumbent brand to offer this top-of-the-line e-assist. So we're glad they brought them to Spezi, and everybody got a chance to ride and try them out. And Connecticut Yankee Peddler. We feature multiple brands of trikes, including electric assist models. Test rides in Southern Iowa hospitality are always available at our mega store in Chariton. And Stein Trikes, fully suspended and with 4 inches of travel over each wheel, our colorful trikes will have you gliding over rocks and curbs with ease. Wild one, I think I love you. Check out stein-trikes-us.com to learn more. And Rod Innovations. Rad Adaptive will be hosting the Trike Alley. Well, they did host the Trike Alley at the Philly Expo. So they have recumbent trikes, hand cycles, tandems from Honza, AZUB, Ice, Cat Trike, Rad, and more. So all ages and abilities are accommodated with Rod Innovations. So check them out. All right, guys, announcements. As I said before, those Spezi booth interviews and eventually our big granddaddy video assembling everything together with test track and outtakes and all that kind of stuff we'll be posting on a daily or so basis here over the next coming weeks. So we hope you look for that on the Laid Back Bike Report YouTube channel. And our next show, June 22nd, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, as always. And we'll announce what that's going to be about as time gets closer. So how can you support the Laid Back Bike Report? If you like what you saw today, please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and learn more about us by hitting that little white eye up there. Take you to the Laid Back Bike Report website. And all these Patreon guys, you can join them as little as $1 a month will do it. So thank you. All right. Once again, a quick crew thank you. We've kind of already done that. Thank you, guys. I've got almost nothing left. Honza, we got to update your sponsor text there. So in your spare time, which you have none of. So, all right, guys. Thanks for all your help. Really appreciate having you on the show, and appreciate all you viewers for watching every month and supporting us here at the Laid Back Bike Report. So, until our next webcast, from all of us here at the Laid Back Bike Report, so long, bet riders.